So first of all, we're going to talk about your sunstone, which is really the stone which is your personal power stone, your stone which can help to express, to help you in your self-expression. It relates kind to our solar plexus power center. So this is where we kind of put our energy into the world, and this is from where we're coming. So the sun in astrology represents our core identity, our values, our self-image, how we see ourselves and how we express ourselves into the world. So that's why all people who even the people who don't really believe in astrology, everybody knows where their sun is. Everybody knows, oh, I'm a Leo, I'm a Taurus, because even on a very superficial level, you can relate, because it has so much to do with our self-identity. So to know your true birthstone for your sun is really important. And actually the jewelry trade gives you these lists of birthstones. But they're not astrologers, so they don't really know what they're doing. They just came up with a list. So if you really want to know your birthstone, you really need to look into your chart and to see not only in which sign is your sun, but also in which house, which explains how you're going to express the qualities of the sign your sun is in. So your sun is in Aquarius and is the 5th house. And the correlating stone, your true birthstone, which has exactly the signature which matches the sun in Aquarius in the 5th house, which is a Leo house, is Aquamarine. So the Aquamarine is this kind of light blue, like sky blue stone, and it's a really beautiful, translucent stone. So Uranus infuses Aquamarine with his rebellious, colorful, weird qualities. So Aquarian people are kind of really independent in some way from the mainstream thoughts. Aquarian people are the rebels, the one who often become role models in their way of thinking outside the box. So Aquarian people are very colorful people. And they have their own mind. And it's not often easy to be in Aquarius, because you do need to find your soul friends, because otherwise you might end up with feeling lonely and alienated by the mainstream. So for Aquarian people it's very important to find their tribe, their group, their people they can talk on the same level with. So their own little subgroup. So the Aquarian stone Aquamarine, for you especially, is a stone which helps you to center in who you are and feel really empowered in your own center. So you don't feel alienated, you don't feel lonely, you don't feel distant to other people around you. So Aquamarine also has a very female aspect. It's represented by the moon. So even in your case, it's a stone for your sun. It helps you to connect with your emotions, with your inner world. And it relates to the ability to feel full and nourished and to share from the abundance of your heart. So there's a real nice flow with Aquamarine. Also Aquamarine represents Mercury, and therefore it sharpens your mind, it gives you the powers of discernment and helps you to tap into your own unconscious mind and the collective unconscious mind. What many people actually know about the Aquamarine, because of the color, relates to the throat chakra. So if you put the rainbow into the chakra system, it would be blue for the throat chakra. So all blue stones relate to the throat chakra. So we know Aquamarine stimulates the throat chakra, and with that it helps you to find your own voice. That's a very important thing for an Aquarian person, that you really have the self-confidence to come into that self-expression. So to express your true feelings, then Aquamarine is chemical composition. One of the aspects there is iron. It has iron.
Oh.
And because of that, Aquamarine is also very energizing. Because iron is an energizing element. It's used like that in homeopathy, for example. So it's said to help remedy iron deficiency.
Okay.
I don't know about that, but it does help your energy flow. For Aquarian people, there is often an aspect of impatience. We can get very frustrated. I have my moon in Aquarius. So we can get impatient, we want things done immediately. So Aquamarine actually can help us to get balance down, so we don't feel overstressed and tense and overactive all the time. So you could say Aquamarine restores our equilibrium. So it's a really nice stone for that. And then we say that Aquamarine represents the archetype of Mother Mary, which is really a very strong religious figure in Christianity. And if we strip away kind of the 2,000 years of male Christian tradition, we discover that Mary was not only the mother of Christ, but was also a very high, evolved female person in her own rights. And it relates to the tradition of the Black Madonna. When I was in France many years ago, I saw in one tiny little chapel, I saw a Black Madonna, a very old one. It dated further back than Mother Mary, so it's an even older tradition, and it really symbolizes archetypal female Shakti quality, the universal power of the feminine. So Aquamarine kind of connects you to that quality. So in general we can say Aquamarine represents the qualities of freedom, of growth, moving beyond limitations, which Aquarian people really like, a sharp mind, creativity, self-expression, and all that in a very balanced form. So a man who integrates these aspects of Aquamarine then might be really able to enter into a relationship with a strong woman carrying those strong female qualities. So it's not only a good stone for us women, it's also a very good stone to help balance those principles in a man. Any questions?
My comment is I had an aquamarine ring that I used for many years. I loved so much. I didn't know all this.
Yeah. Usually when we feel attracted to a stone, the stone does have a healing quality for us, because that's how they call to us, through their beauty. You know? So whenever you love a stone, even if it's not on the list, it does something for you, for sure. Okay, then we move on to the moon. Your moon is, where is it?
In Taurus.
In Taurus, okay. The moon in general represents your heart and your soul. The moon is a great mother, a great healer, the shepherd. It also represents our need for nourishment, for support, and the moon actually represents what we really need in order to feel happy. So the moon is a really important part of our inner dynamic. So for you to help balance you emotionally and get you into this place of balance and happiness and joy, the turquoise will do the trick. So the turquoise is a stone for your moon in Taurus in the 9th house. So the turquoise is a stone which is not translucent, it's opaque. And we know it also has this really nice sky or ocean color. And it is a pretty sensitive stone, especially sensitive like if you wear a necklace or because it's on the skin or if even as a ring. Not only sensitive to banging it, but it can change color. So when you have a turquoise necklace and you slather on cream and then put your necklace on, it might get changes in color from the cream or perfume or things like that. So you want to make sure when you put on body lotion that it's kind of gone until you put on your necklace or whatever it is, pendant. So sweat, cosmetics, chemicals, it's a stone very sensitive to that. So the special thing about turquoise is that it represents the balanced yin and yang of the universe. So it's really a stone which is really nicely bringing the opposing forces together. And yin and yang, the male and the female, these are the opposing forces coming together in this stone. It is a very feminine stone in the way that we can say it carries the healing touch of the mother and the father. So even if we say it's a feminine stone, but even a man has feminine qualities. So this stone will help to bring up that balance in us. So the energy of mother and father, sun and moon, the energy of heaven and earth, and it also represents the planet Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. So it also contains iron, like the Aquamarine did, and that makes it here a very strong Venus and Mars stone. So Mars relates to iron, so again, Mars, Venus, Sun, Moon, it's kind of bringing the siblings together here, Mars and Venus, the lover and the beloved. So turquoise is a stone of power and helps you find your own strengths, your own independence and autonomy in a relationship with your partner and in this endless dance of intimacy and love and distance and autonomy, and so it's a really nice stone to help you learn that in your relationship, that dance. And finding that autonomy, and out of that autonomy and strength in your own center, then we can relate and be intimate and connect from the level of the heart. So it's a really beautiful stone for that. Also, turquoise has a very long history of prominence in the North American Indian culture. So you will see a lot of silver jewelry done with turquoise. So in that tradition, it was known as a power stone to build psychic bridges between the worlds, the different worlds or levels of the world, like the physical world and the non-physical worlds. And because of that, it keeps inspirations from the spirits flowing. So I said it's a Venus stone. So Venus is the goddess of love, harmony and beauty. So it's the stone which connects us with our creativity, with our artistry. So where's that coming from? So every artist has to have an opening into those non-physical dimensions and get inspired from there. So the turquoise will be a stone inviting that in. It's also a mercurial stone because again it relates to the throat chakra by the color, the light blue color. And therefore it also helps you to find your strong voice, your own self-expression. And the turquoise especially can help you to overcome the fear of public speaking. So I should have put on my turquoise necklace to help me with the video. So anyway, turquoise is a very versatile friend, and everybody could benefit from a turquoise, but especially you, because it really helps you to soothe and tap into that dimension of just feeling happy, just feeling joyful. Any questions?
No, I had the thought that would it mean, because in palmistry the different fingers have different qualities. And this is the index finger, is the Jupiter, the long finger. Would you also wear, now we're talking about the moon, that's the area you don't wear a ring,
Yeah.
but would you also wear that's...
Yeah. Well, that's actually a really interesting question, because the fingers, they have planetary qualities.
Yeah.
Like the index finger is a Jupiter finger. This is a Saturn finger.
Yeah. And
This is a Venus finger. That's why we wear a wedding band on the Venus finger. This is a Mercury finger.
Yeah.
So if you want to support that energy even more, you could do that.
Yeah.
So, okay.